Good morning. All right, guys. I am streaming through Google Hangouts for the first time because for some reason my YouTube camera is not working. I think for you all it'll be the same, but I just need to get a link set up to the live so I can see your chats. Can't see any of the chats. Good morning, everyone. I see we got a couple of people already in the chat. Let's see. Ready, Freddy. Good morning, family. Good morning. Good morning. All right, guys. So the time change messed me up. I was up late last night, and I didn't get too much sleep. But that's the life that I live. I got a question to get us started off. This is just for like my own purposes. I'm just curious. How long have you been following the AHA channel or, been a part of the group? I'm just curious if you guys can just put in the chat how long you've, been watching the videos. And then also, I guess it'd be nice to know where you guys are from too. I know I had a couple people from Australia trying to figure out what time this thing was going to start. Birmingham, Alabama. I just found out that they have like a beach or something in Alabama. Is that true? I don't know if it's in Birmingham, but I just realized there's a beach, like a nice beach in Alabama. Teresa said I remind her of her son. Is it the way I look or is it more like my personality? All right. Couple members been following for about a year. We got some people from Canada, New York. Oh, Cincinnati, Ohio. That's where I'm from. I was born in Michigan, but I pretty much lived in Cincinnati for the probably about a third of my life. Oh, Dallas, Texas is in here. April, I hope you come into the event. April, you better be coming to the event. May 17th, 2019. We're going to be doing A Healthy Alternative is hosting its very first event. We're going to have like 5 different guest speakers. It's going to be really, really good, actually. And since I'm on that topic, we we did like some early bird tickets for you guys just to give you a discount. You've got a week left. Okay, good. April says she's coming. You got a week left before the early bird tickets go away. So if you want to grab the tickets at the discounted price, grab them this week. Washington, D.C.'s in here. The Bronx in here. Orange, Texas. I've never been to Orange, Texas. How far is Orange, Texas from Dallas, Texas? Washington's in here. London. London. I like the London accent. Oh, we've got somebody in here from a from a city or country I can't pronounce, but I like that though. Atlanta is here. All right, so just so you guys know, since there's quite a few people watching, and this is a question and answer video, so you can ask anything that you want, really. Um, it could be fasting related or just anything that's wellness related. It doesn't have to necessarily be fasting related. Um, let's see here. Oh, so there's a super chat option available. So for anybody who wants to make sure that your question gets seen, it's very easy to catch the super chats, just so you guys know that. And it's basically you just donate to the channel and it makes it real easy. So if you got a question, you really, really want to get it answered, I'll make sure to answer all the super chat questions. Started watching a couple months. Columbus is in the house. Orange, Texas is 4 hours away. Okay, he knew I was talking, or she knew I was talking about did you beat? I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's in Africa. Cameroon's in the house. Feel free, guys, to start throwing your questions out there. Um, what's going on, Kaya? Chocolate Jones is going to be doing a giveaway on her birthday, March 16th. We got so many March birthdays in our family, it's ridiculous. Do we? Oh, somebody asked about the contest. So we're doing a biggest winner contest for the it's for YouTube and for Facebook, so it doesn't matter. Um, let me see if I can screen share this real quick with you guys. The biggest winner contest is a weight loss, body fat loss contest. I guess that's what you call it. It's based on body fat percentage, but basically the way it's set up is that you sign up, and then in order to keep it fair to make sure that we all start at the same time, you'll actually here it is. I think this is the you guys should be seeing the screenshot. You'll actually wait to take your measurements till March 17th. As you can see up here, the contest starts March 17th. You can submit your actual weight, your weight and your measurements after the 17th, but you just don't want to submit them before the 17th so that everybody kind of starts on an even playing ground. And then um basically you have the opportunity to win up to $1,000. We're going to separate everybody into 4 different categories: men and women, and then the men's category will have 2 weight classes and the women's category will have 2 weight classes. So you will actually take your measurements on the 17th, and then you won't submit your measurements until the end of the contest. That's May 5th. Okay, so here's the end date, May 5th. And you could submit your measurements before May 5th if you want to. Obviously, the closer you wait till May 5th, you might lose a few more pounds or whatever, but don't submit your measurements after May 5th. That would be the bad thing. So you're taking your starting measurements on the 17th, and then you're going to submit the form. We sent you an email with the form. You're going to submit that form before May 5th. So, you could submit it May 1st, May 2nd, May 3rd, whatever. And yeah, I think it's a good opportunity for us all to to get healthier, and also possibly win some cash. I think it's cool because it's like 100% in your control whether you win or not. All you have to do is really buckle down and give it your all. Uh, let's see her. The questions are coming in. Let me see if I could catch a couple. Hey, Wild Honey, I got your email, and I wanted to say thank you for the support, and I appreciate uh, the gift, whatever it is, I'll be looking out for it. Okay, so should someone with Candida water fast to heal? Absolutely. Someone with Candida should water fast to heal. The thing about Candida that I find is that there's not a lot of straightforward answers. Like there's a lot of people who have a lot of strong opinions about how you deal with Candida, but when you go to the forums, and because I actually was researching Candida for a little bit, way back in the like few years ago, and what I noticed was that people were suffering really, really bad. Depending on how bad it was, and they weren't able to get straight answers. And so fasting helps with pretty much everything. I'm not going to sit here and say that you can fast everything away because sometimes it takes a little bit more than that. But I guess in reality, if you were able to fast indefinitely, eventually your body would work it all out. So with Candida, um, I would definitely suggest some long-term fasting. And although my opinion may differ from many others, I would suggest some pure water fasting and uh, possibly even some dry fasting because the body is self-regulating. One of the guys that I like is Dr. Bergman. I think that's his name, Dr. Bergman. And he's a chiropractor and he does these talks and he's always talking about how the body is self-regulating. And it's like we all realize it, but we don't. Like we've been educated to believe that it's not. And with the Candida overgrowth, right, it's an imbalance. So fasting is a natural way to allow your body to rebalance itself. And I don't know how long it would take because I actually personally haven't monitored anybody who has Candida, but I would be recommending 10 plus day fasts. And then when you eat, you just need to be very, very cautious about what you eat until you get that overgrowth under control. So I think you're probably more aware of what causes flare-ups or, what causes you to feel uncomfortable. Just pay attention to what those foods are and avoid them at all costs, even if it means doing some mono fasting. If you don't know what mono fasting is, I have a video where I talk about it. Essentially, it's just taking one food item and you eat that the whole day long. Typically, it's fruit. With Candida, maybe you want to go with something that's just something that's high water content, like zucchini, squash, something like that. And you can cook it or whatever if you want to. I suppose it's probably better if you pick something that you don't cook. But yeah, mono fasting when you're eating and prolonged water fasting or even possibly dry fasting. Is a refeed day okay? I'm assuming that question is saying that you've been fasting for a while and then you just want to refeed for one day and go right back into fasting or something like that. I think that uh, that's perfectly fine. I actually I did. Steve and I kind of developed this deal where we were doing it was like a 14-day fast with a 2-day refeed. So for those who are looking to like lose weight and stuff like that, that's a good way to do it because for some reason after 2 weeks, the body actually you stop losing a lot of weight and your body starts shrinking, tightening up your skin and stuff like that. But we found that we were kind of able to keep the body more active by eating after 14 days, a 14-day fast, and then going back into it. So that's kind of a good plan if you're looking to lose weight. Uh, will I have anything in Houston, Texas? Yeah, eventually my goal is to do like an event or something in Houston, Texas. I think that's what you're asking. We've got quite a big following in Houston, but right now, just since this is just our first event, and we like to see what the how many people are going to come out and see what the sport's going to look like. We're just starting off in Dallas, keeping it close and easy. It'd be nice if y'all came out, made the trip. We got a lot of people coming from out of town. Actually, it's actually crazy. I think it's more people coming from out of town than actually are in Dallas, which is where my Dallas people at. We got almost 500 members in Dallas. Where the Dallas people at? And if you're in Dallas and you are coming, invite somebody. Spread the word. Okay, so see if we can find another question up in her. Will fasting shrink fibroids? Absolutely, it will. You can eliminate your fibroids completely. I did a video. If you're looking to heal fibroids specifically, there's a team that I really like they have a program that they put together for healing fibroids, and they have a support system in place just to make it a little bit easier. When you have a mentor, when you have somebody who has studied your specific issue or dealt with your issue, and they have a lot of insight about what you're going to go through specifically, it helps. You don't have to use a mentor, but I highly recommend it. The video is, I'm trying to think of the name of the video. Ah, I got a piece of hair stuck between my teeth. That's terrible. I can't remember the exact name of the video. I'll throw it in the comment section when I find it. But you could definitely fast to get rid of fibroids. Now, depending on how many fibroids you're dealing with, that's the thing about fibroids is estrogen dominance in your system. Okay, artificial estrogen is extremely bad for us, and we consume it in large quantities. So it's not just about fasting when it comes to fibroids. You definitely need to, and in general, you need to watch your consumption. And I use the word consumption because I'm not just talking about what you eat, but also what you put on your skin. There's a lot of health and beauty products. I did a video talking about the health and beauty products that are very harmful for us. So we need to be careful about that. And you need to avoid start reading the labels. Honestly, the best way to do it is just make all your health and beauty products at home. Also, if you're on birth control or if you've ever taken birth control, that could play a big role in your health. I'm going to go ahead and put the link to this video in here now so you can see it. But yeah, you can definitely heal fibroids with fasting. Um, okay, you're going from an omnivore diet, planning to go back vegan. Is doing salads and fruit for a few days recommended to start the fast? Yeah, I have a video where I talk about prepping for a fast. It's an older one, but it's still very good. You want to give yourself a couple days to prep for a fast. So for those who are interested in doing the contests and stuff like that, we got a week before the biggest winter contest starts. Take this week to do some prep work. It'll make it a lot easier for you if you cut out the sugars. The refined sugars are very, very bad for you. Anything processed is very bad for you. And but you can have fruit sugars, so you can have fruit, and then you want to increase your water. The recommended amount is a gallon per day. Most wellness coaches or holistic coaches and things like that will tell you 1 gallon per day. What I will tell you guys is um, drink as close to 1 gallon per day as is comfortable. So that means your body. If you're feeling really bloated, or if you feel nauseous or something like that, cut back on the water. That's okay. We just recommend a gallon, just as kind of like a general rule of thumb. I know a lot of people think that if you're smaller, you can't drink a gallon. I've had plenty of small women drink a gallon a day. The thing is, you need to start drinking early in the morning and sip throughout the entire day versus trying to down a gallon all at one time. It doesn't work that way. Actually, I would advise against that. Don't do that. That's not good for you. So, you just want to stay hydrated throughout the whole day, and you're going to experience a lot of things if you're not used to doing that. You're going to pee a lot. And a lot of people, that turns them off. They're like, oh, I can't go to the bathroom all the time. But the reality is that your body will adjust and you won't have to worry about that forever. It's just there's an adjustment period. And there's a lot of other things. So yes, definitely grab some salads. Also, guys, I'm putting together some videos, some new food videos for you. I'll be posting on the Facebook group the first video that I'm considering doing. Depends on what type of reaction we get. But I might put that out next week. We'll see. They're just really time consuming to make. So blah, 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 blah. Okay, how do you fast when you have diabetes? That question is a little bit more complicated because it involves me really needing to ask you some more personal questions. But as a general rule of thumb, okay, this is speaking very generally. Uh, you would just fast normal, like anybody else. So the biggest thing to keep in mind when you're dealing with diabetes, especially if you're on medication, and that makes a huge difference. You need to be careful that if you are taking medication, that you're not fasting and taking the medication. Or if you are taking the medication, you're probably going to need to reduce it, because if you're fasting, which, like I said earlier, your body will start to naturally regulate itself. And then in addition to that, you're taking medication that can cause problems. That can actually cause problems, different new problems. So monitoring yourself closely. A lot of people find that they don't need to take their medication. I'm not a doctor, so I don't make prescriptions or anything like that. But I can just say that most people that are diabetic and fast choose to forego their medication or reduce it. And then, the longer you fast, the better. But you have to make sure that you pay attention to how you feel, right? Nobody knows your body better than you do. So pay attention to how you feel. And, you know, I actually I put together a program for diabetics. I've been working with small group sizes, but I've been thinking about offering it to you all, to the group, maybe like a test run. So I might be announcing that in the group next week. If someone's interested in learning more about that, you can email me at a healthy alternative 2016 at Gmail. Chicago's in the house. Mm. Fasting without a gallbladder is completely fine. When you actually have had major organs removed from your body, I know people kind of look at fasting as kind of stressful on the body, which it can be. It can be. Fasting within itself is not stressful on the body. It's the fact that the body has to work to remove the overtoxification. So that process can be stressful, but it's actually really good when you're missing organs and things like that, because the body is so beautifully made. It does have redundancies in place. So when certain organs are removed, there's other organs that can kind of pick up the slack. And by fasting, you give some of those other organs a chance to rest. Imagine that your body is a car, right? And let's say you're 35, 40 years old, and that car has been running nonstop for the past 40 years. You won't expect it to last very long if you're not maintaining it every so often, if you're running it really, really hard, maybe go out partying and drinking a lot, smoking a lot, stuff like that, it's not going to last that long, right? So we have to be mindful of that. Um, Someone asked if I guess the information I was given only applies to type 2 diabetics. No, it doesn't. It doesn't only apply to type 2 diabetics. I really don't like getting into the back and forth with people about the type 1 diabetes, because if you don't believe that you can heal, then there's nothing I can do anyway, right? Because you got to do the work and you got to believe that it's going to work. But um, if you're type 1, type 2, type 5, whatever, um, you can, if nothing else, you could greatly reduce the amount of medication you have to take. But in my personal belief, you can get rid of it all. I've seen too much. I've just seen too much, and autoimmune diseases don't scare me at all. I've seen them go away, so I don't. And also, the funny thing about diabetes is type 1. Type 1, you could get type 1, in your 30s or 40s, you know, and they'll tell you that, you it's always been there, something triggered it. Okay, I guess. Yeah. What do you suggest for women with PCOS? Man, I would suggest you talk to my sister, Siobhan. Siobhan's got PCOS, and she's been slowly but surely improving her condition over time. Siobhan likes the slow and steady route. Uh, I would say that she could have been completely reversed her PCOS by now, but she only just recently changed her diet, right? So a lot of the things that I talk about, in addition to fasting, you got to change your diet, period. There's really no getting around that. Anytime you're dealing with a major disease like that, or, diabetes or something like that, you got to change your diet. You don't have to make your diet boring. It doesn't have to be boring. You might have to do some research to figure out what exactly you can eat, and but you're going to have to change your diet, and you're going to need to look after your overall consumption, and you're going to need to drink more water. And there's certain things that you may have to cut out completely, but the more you attack it, um, the better chance you have of getting rid of it quickly. It'll still go away. Siobhan's been seeing a reduction in her symptoms, and everything's becoming more bearable over the past year. She's lost a ton of weight. Someone just mentioned that it's crazy how much weight she's lost dealing with hormone imbalances. But weight loss is a non-factor. Like, if you're fasting and you're taking steps to get healthy, you're going to lose weight. If you're dealing with being overweight, that's just part of the process. Um, Someone's asking about carbonated water. If you drink carbonated water, it's better than drinking regular soda. Like, uh, here's the thing. Here's the thing that's interesting about carbonated water. Is it good for you? Like, is it good for you? I'm not trying to hurt nobody's feeling. No, it's not good for you. I drink carbonated water from time to time, but is it good for you? Well, I'll be like, yeah, drink that. That's good for you. It's healthy. I'm not going to say that. The reason I'm going to say that is because if you drink some carbonated water or whatever, does it make you belch? Do you get gassy essentially? If it makes you gassy, then it's not good for you. Now, how detrimental it is, that's debatable. That's debatable. The body is designed to, process out toxins. That's just what the body does. So I'm not going to sit here and tell you you're going to die from drinking carbonated water. Is it good for you? Not really. How bad is it for you? Maybe not so much. But when I'm working with people who are dealing with major diseases, I have them avoid anything that can have any type of negative reaction in their system, even if it's small, because you just get your results quicker. That's all. And then once you get to a state where your body is balanced and working well, you can start reintroducing some of those things if you choose to. Me personally, I've completely cut soda out like entirely, but I did come up with a formula to make sodas at home using carbonated water. And maybe I'll share that with you guys, later on down the road when I do some cooking videos or whatever. But it's a good alternative if you're like a big soda drinker, if that's like, one of your big humps to get over. Allen, Texas. Allen, Texas is pretty close to Dallas, Texas. Power Parade. I hope you coming to the event. Power Parade. I'm calling you out. I don't know what you look like, but if you're not there, I'll know. I'm joking. I probably won't know. Trying to find me another question here. So the only exception is fresh squeezed juice. Or I like fresh squeezed juice a lot because it's a safe bet. If you freshly squeeze it, granted, I understand, a lot of our fruits and vegetables have, toxins in them from the different pesticides and stuff. So avoiding toxins in our environment when you live in like major metropolitan areas is pretty much impossible. You have to pretty much live in a more remote area. But I think our goal is just to do the best we can with what we have available. And that's really it. Coming, let's see if you're 6% one there coming. Yeah, what water do you use and why? Yeah, use I got a video where I like pretty much tell you guys what water I choose to use and why. My option, I believe that distilled water is the best. Now, here's the thing about distilled water. Uh a lot of people are against drinking distilled water because they say that it leaches minerals, and they also say that distilled water is dead water. I'm gonna leave a link to that video here for you guys so you can check it out in the comment section. But they say that distilled water is dead. Here is one way to circumvent that, because I think there is some truth to it. The process of distilling the water disrupts the molecular structure of the water. It's actually quite, harmful to the water, if you will. And the way you restore the structure to the water and the energy to the water is by sun energizing the water. And I'll throw that video in there too. See, you guys, I'm throwing the videos in there, making it easy. You don't even have to go look for these videos. They're all going to be in the chat under, under my, you'll be able to see all my links. But so to answer your question, sun water is the best water that you can manufacture at home, in my opinion. And the way I do it is by first distilling it to take all of the physical matter that's in it out, all of the physical toxins and stuff out. And then I throw it in the sun for a couple of days. And that sun will actually further break down any harmful chemical compounds in it, as well as uh, rejuvenate the water so that, it's not dead anymore. So there's a process, but that water also hydrates you much better than any other kind of water, because it's a more of a natural process. I understand that we're manufacturing at home, but it's more of a natural process. And honestly, what's in it, which is nothing. When you go to the store and you buy a water, they can say it's spring water, they could say it's alkaline water, they could say whatever kind of water. But y'all do realize these companies have been getting sued for lying about what is in their water, how their water is manufactured. So you got to understand that there is, just because the label says something doesn't make it true. That's the reason why I tell you guys, just avoid processed foods in general, because you never know what's in it. The label can say one thing, but who's really regulating these companies? You've got hundreds of thousands of companies out there. Who's regulating them? And it's like, if they get caught, they get a slap on the wrist. They get a fine or something like that. Boom, and they're back in business. Oh, we're sorry, we didn't realize. Issue a formal apology, pay the fine, boom, they're back in business. And if the one of the things the pharmaceutical companies do is if they believe they can make more money off of a drug or something like that, uh, because they know, like when they do their tests and studies, they know there's a percentage of people that could possibly die or whatever from using this medication, or there's these side effects and stuff like that. And so they're really weighing, the outcomes. If they can get away with making $1 billion off of a pill, and they only got to pay out, 100,000, or not 100,000, but like 50 million in settlements or something, that's a pretty good deal. We're gonna go for that, right? So those people who are damaged by those things, they're just collateral damage. Yes. Uh, you've read that that water fasting can cause hair loss. Does this happen? Yeah, yeah. Some people experience hair fall when they fast. And the reason why that happens, to the best of my knowledge, is it's a lymph system issue, right? So our lymph system nourishes the hair follicles, and when you fast, a lot of stuff gets dumped into the lymph system, because depending on who you listen to, the lymph system is one of the major elimination pathways. And you'll see around your lymph nodes and stuff like that, you'll see um, spots where your pimples and stuff will pop up, skin rashes. You'll tend to find them around the lymph path where the lymph system runs. And so it's a temporary thing. It's a temporary thing. The hair grows back, but if you're dealing with hair loss and things like that, I would highly recommend researching cleaning the lymph system and putting things in place. I believe qigong is good for the lymph system, as far as like an exercise, because the lymph is not like the blood. It only moves if you move. So if you're it's one of the reasons why exercise and stuff so important. The lymph system needs you to move. You get up, you move, walking, running, full body exercises, things like that will help. But also, I would highly suggest finding a regimen that helps you target detoxing the lymph system. And there's a lot of information out there for that. So I hope that helps a little bit. Have I ever experienced a herniated disc pain? Um, I personally have not. I'm trying to think if I've worked with anyone who had that. I've worked with a lot of people who have had a lot of pain, physical pain, similar in that realm. I don't want to lie and say yes that I have. I can't really recall someone specifically saying herniated disc, but I can tell you that dry fasting is probably going to help a lot. If you don't know what dry fasting is, it's simply put not eating or drinking. You need to be careful when you dry fast, because when you come off of a dry fast, you have to break it intelligently. With water fasting, you have a little bit more leeway. With dry fasting, not so much. You really need to know how to break it. So I'm going to throw a video in the comment section for you, so you guys can check that out. It basically is my first dry fast experience, or how to dry. I think it's called How to Dry Fast, What is Dry Fasting, and How to Do It. So I'm going to throw that in there for you all. Dry fasting is very good for inflammation, which I'm sure you have a lot of. So, because that's the body's natural way of, it's like an airbag. Inflammation is like an airbag. So, dry fasting will help reduce the inflammation, and I can almost guarantee that you will see an improvement in your pain. And if you do it long enough, not just dry fasting, but fasting in general, and watching the foods you eat, staying away from inflammatory foods and things, you can reverse that. Sometimes if you've had surgery and stuff like that, it can be complicated because that can cause issues that can't be fixed with fasting. So you guys have had surgery, you've had things implanted in you, depending on the type of surgery, it might get to a point where you got to have some stuff removed to get like true healing because you got rods and mesh metal material and stuff that's constantly hurting the body. Someone's asking if I recommend stopping blood pressure medication also. Honestly, stop taking it because I wasn't. Um, yeah, so I personally, I don't really speak on whether you should or shouldn't do medication. What I can say is a lot of members in the group and people I have worked with have decided to not take their medication, especially while fasting. Let me kind of explain my feeling about medication. Medication is designed to give you a reaction. Okay, so like all medication is poison, and I'm not gonna go super deep because I really don't have enough time. But even the herbs and things that the medication is derived from, it gives your body a reaction that is abnormal or a toxic reaction, not an extreme toxic reaction necessarily with the herbs, but it can be. It can be if you go too far, if you use them too frequently. But with that being said, how much poison is a good amount of poison? I think we would all agree that we wouldn't, if someone said, well, how much poison can I give your newborn baby? You would say 0, right? And if it's not good for a newborn baby, it's not good for an adult either. So all medication is poison. It's designed to give your body, to stimulate the organs to give you a reaction or stimulate a system to give you a reaction. That reaction masks symptoms. Okay. That's what medication does. It doesn't actually uh, it doesn't actually reverse the problem. It just masks the symptoms. A symptom is an alert. Is your body's natural alert. Hey, look at me. I don't feel good. Something's wrong here. Let's do something about it. You're like, oh, that hurts. That cough hurts or that pain hurts or whatever. Let me take this Advil. Let me take this antibiotic. Let me take whatever. All you're doing is you're turning off the alert system, but the problem is still there. And then that's why later on down the road, something pops up randomly, right? Or seemingly randomly without any alert. It's not that it was random, it's that you turned off your alert system. Or you became numb to it, or the pain or the symptom just became so normal every day that you just weren't paying attention to it. If you guys are enjoying this live feed, please smash that like button for me. I only got 44 likes right now. I got like 150 people watching with 44 likes. Can I get some likes, please? Y'all know the videos on YouTube, they don't get seen unless y'all like it. Let me see here. Oh, here's a fun little tidbit. If you're on the Facebook group and you're a single individual, we started a group. We call it AHA Singles. And essentially, it's just an area where single members in the healthy alternative group can come and congregate. And we could talk about specific topics because, like, when you're single and you're fasting, it presents new challenges and things like that. So a couple of the members were like, yeah, we really want a group. And I was like, yeah, that sounds fun. I'm thinking about possibly doing a mixer on Saturday, which will be the 18th, right? May 18th. That's the day after the event. Thinking about doing a little mixer for the singles. So if you're single, if you're in the group, make sure you check out the AHA Singles group. It's literally AHA Singles group. Boom. There you go. Monique. Monique's been running it, and she's been doing a fantastic job. We got a lot of activity and stuff going on in the group, so I think it's fun. Check it out. Let's see her. See if I can find another question real quick. Have found I don't require. Over time, you don't require as much water as you become more hydrated, or if you choose to start eating more high water rich foods. That's another way to get around drinking a ton of water. If you don't like drinking a lot of water, you could actually just eat uh, high water content foods. And that will actually hydrate you much better than drinking water, believe it or not. The body absorbs water many different ways, but absorbs water from food really, really well. Like if you eat your water, I actually have a video. I'm not gonna post a link, but it's talking about eating your water. I put that video out in October. Fasting definitely helps with digestive healing. That's for sure. What about the questions from Facebook? Let me see if I can grab a couple questions from Facebook real quick. If I got some time. For you all who actually who don't use Facebook, I hope you know, like I have a website, and I the website's probably about a year old now. We've got a forum section. I just actually revamped me and D. We've been working over the past couple of months. We revamped the website. We overhauled it completely. So if you saw the website maybe early on and you haven't checked it out, definitely do that. Like I highly recommend you do that because number one, we put a lot of time and effort into it. It's there for you, and it's a great resource. Let me see. I'm gonna screenshot real quick. I'm gonna take y'all over there. Let me see her. Um, yeah, here we go. Yeah, share that. Okay, so this is our event page, right? So if you want to grab your tickets, you could grab your tickets here on the event page. And let's see what else we got here. This is the main page about to pop up now. Okay, got some blogs on here. You got some testimonials, some videos. It's really, really nice. Many different sections. Please check this out. We put this here for you. So for those who aren't on Facebook, you can come here to get a lot of the information, especially if you sign up for our see this pop up right here. You sign up for this notification, and you'll be notified anytime we got anything going on. One of the questions from let's see here. One of the questions from Facebook was beard maintenance. Uh, with beard maintenance, what I have found, and this sounds obvious, but not so much for me when I was, maintaining my beard. Don't manipulate your beard a whole bunch. Like don't like as my beard got bigger, I started picking it, and I would pick it all the time, like a couple times a day. And it's just like any other hair, right? You don't want to over manipulate it. So I have found it the best that, just to use a little bit of water, to kind of wet it. And then I usually will just use one oil. You could use a combination of oils if you want. Maybe something with an essential oil for scent, and just rub it in the beard and brush it. And that's pretty much it. less is more. That's how I look at it. I've got the best results from my beard, the least that I do to it. And of course I trim it. I trim it or whatever. But I don't actually cut my beard down super often. It actually gets pretty wild, and then I'll kind of trim it up. Someone asked in the group, what kind of cleanse do you recommend for those without a gallbladder? And I would say the liver and gallbladder flush is extremely good for if you don't have a gallbladder. It's actually very helpful. If you don't, some people think you can't do it because you don't have a gallbladder, but the gallbladder and the liver, they work together. So the liver flush does support, um, especially if you don't have a gallbladder, it supports the liver in the place of the gallbladder, right? Uh, can you make sun water on a cloudy day? Yes, you can make sun water on a cloudy day. You just want to, you have to leave it out longer in the outside. So yeah, but you can make some, yeah. You just gotta leave it outside longer. So that's that. All right. Here's a super chat question. Hey, my wife wants to water fast and OMAD diet, but has strong nicotine craving. I was told cigarettes break the fast. Uh, yeah, cigarettes are tricky. The reason cigarettes are so tricky is because, nicotine is addictive. I would say that you may need to, I don't know, I don't know how often she smokes and stuff like that, but yes, you definitely want to get off of cigarettes. I would look, if she's gonna smoke on a fast, that's not good, but it's also not good to smoke in general. It may help her to smoke, not to smoke on a fast, but it may help her make the connection between what she's doing and how harmful it is to her body, if she's smoking while she's fasting. If you're doing like long-term fasting and you pick up a cigarette, I don't know how long she can go in between, but you're going to have some pretty extreme reactions. One thing about when you're breaking habits like that, it's addictive chemicals and stuff. It only lasts so long. Like if you could build up the willpower to fast for a couple weeks or even 3 weeks and not touch that substance, that's going to go a very long way for you actually breaking that addiction completely. And then what you need to be careful of are stressors that cause you to want to do that thing. So a good exercise might be for her to, as she's going throughout her day, to write down what is happening prior to or around the time when she's getting those cravings, and really document that. If she needs something to use to write on, she could grab one of these healthy alternative notebooks that I got, and they're on sale on the website. My little plug for my notebooks. But I put together these fasting journals, which have some guides in it for you, just to kind of help keep you motivated and stuff, some testimonials, but also a place for you to document things. You just document it, write it down, pay attention to it, and then try to remove those stressors. I know a lot of people are triggered, by certain things, and that makes them want to smoke or drink or whatever. But go ahead and fast anyway. Like, fasting's always good, and just keep at it. Stay consistent with it. Try to watch what you eat and things like that as well. Stay away from meat, dairy products, refined sugars, and processed foods. Not to say that you have to stay away from those things 100%. I'm just saying those are some of the areas to look out for. A lot of people like to debate the meat thing. When it comes to meat, eat the healthiest meat possible. And, if you're going to eat meat, but I personally stay away from meat because it's just, um, it's too much work. It's too much work. And also there's the ethical part of it, but that's not really my main reason for staying away from it. It's really just too much work to keep up with clean meat. And energetically clean meat as well. Have I ever vomited on a fast? No, I've never vomited on a fast, although it is a very common symptom to vomit on a fast. Uh, some people say it's from the microorganisms dying off. Um, uh, I know one of the books I read said it was from the feces getting backed up into the stomach. I think that there could be many multiple reasons why you vomit during a fast. A lot of people get scared; they think it's making them sick. It's not making you sick. Okay. Remember what a vomit is. It's your body's extreme reaction to releasing something in your system that doesn't need to be there. So it's when you vomit, it's a good thing. So don't worry about vomiting. Now, if you continue to vomit to the point where you're losing fluids and stuff like that and you're dehydrated, that can be a problem. So if you're vomiting extremely like that, you might need to break your fast. And then when you do, make sure that you're energizing your water and then also that you're eating your water so you can get your fluids back up. If we do the mingle, it'll be in like Dallas, Texas. I see someone said I've posted this 3 times and I have not responded, but I don't see what the question is. So the first time I saw it, I guess you didn't have the question. Like I said, if you guys want to make sure that I respond to your question or whatever, if you do a super chat, then I'll see it. Do I recommend regular colonics? No, I do not recommend regular colonics. I think that I think using a colonic strategically is good. But the reason why I say I don't recommend regular colonics, because if you're doing a colonic regularly, it means your system isn't working properly, right? Because we're not supposed to have to do colonics. Colonics, that's a treatment. It's a treatment. And I'm not a fan of treating things. I'm a fan of healing things. So while yeah, you could use a colonic, it's beneficial. I'm not saying that it's necessarily bad. You got to be very careful about what you're putting up there because your body absorbs it very readily through the colon and stuff. But if you're regularly doing it as a way to, then you need to change something. Like something needs to improve so that you go regularly. Like right now, my body, I go regularly. All right, all right, okay. So I'm gonna answer one more question and then we gotta wrap this up. I'm actually so someone's asking about the CBD oil. All right, so I've heard a lot of good things about the CBD oil. It goes back to it being a treatment though. I nothing outside of the body can heal the body. If you guys understand that basic concept, it'll help you, as you navigate a lot of these products. So there's a lot of things you could use that can help treat. There's some things that can give you some symptom relief. And I'm not against that because sometimes you're in extreme pain and you need that, right? Until you can get your body to a point where it's healing and it starts to feel better. Sometimes it's good to get that relief. I'm actually going to be having a meeting. One of the reasons I got to go, I got a meeting with a guy who I think he's promoting a CBD oil, but we're going to be talking about a few different things, but I'll probably hear a little bit more about it at this meeting. I've seen kids who have seizures every single day and they put some CBD oil under their tongue and they don't have seizures that day, but that's something they have to do every single day. Does that make sense? So it's a treatment. It's like, would you rather take a steroid or a pharmaceutical or something like that to manage your seizures, or would you rather put a little CBD oil under your tongue to manage? Yeah, the CBD oil is a better alternative, right? But in my opinion, it's better. Let's just get rid of the seizures altogether. Like that's my thinking. So once again, I'm not against it. I just think it's better to completely eliminate symptoms versus treating them. Okay, so I think I got all the super chats. I just want to make sure uh, I got to roll out. But I just want to kind of reiterate, guys, make sure if you've been looking for motivation, a lot of members from the group have been asking me about putting a contest together. So the biggest winner contest is something that the group asked for. Make sure that you participate and also Spread the word about it. Help me get the word out so people know it's available. You have an opportunity to win some money, which is great. But at the end of the day, honestly, the best opportunity is for you to be motivated to heal. And we've broke it up into 4 different categories. So you have a very good chance of winning. You have a much better chance of winning. And you're not going to be, competing against anybody much bigger or much smaller than you. So it's called the AHA Biggest Winner Contest. The link for all of that for the contest is in the description box. The link for the event is in the description box. Check out the website. Okay, like I said, we've done a lot of work there. Please check that out. Make yourself a little page and look at the forums and stuff like that. And you can ask questions on the forums and things like that. And just interact. Let's interact with each other. I've been working hard to put a lot of things in place for you all to help support. And so now I need your support. I'm supporting you guys by putting these things into place. And then I need you to support the things that I'm putting in place to support you. It's like a symbiotic relationship. The more you support me, the more I can support you. We want to build an app. Okay, it's one of the things you guys have been asking for. You want a fasting app. You want an AHA fasting app because there's lots of fasting apps out there. The AHA fasting app, the way I envision it, is a fast. It has several tools in it, right? Several tools in it. Also, it'll be very easy to put helpful videos in there. It'll be easy to announce events and things like that. That's kind of more exclusive for the AHA family. So I would love to make that happen, but those apps are very expensive, especially if you want to do it right. And I don't like half doing anything. So part of the contest is a fundraiser to put that app together and support the group as a whole. Once we get that going, we'll be able to do some really, really fun things with that. Create fasting groups close to you. We've got membership literally all over the world. We've got a couple cities that are really highly dense, like New York and Atlanta and stuff like that. But you never know. You can find 2 or 3 people in your area, create a small fasting group through the app, makes it very easy to do, and that helps support you. So you can see how funding helping fund the app would be beneficial in the long term. And also if you guys are looking to help family members and friends and things like that, it's easy to get people to download an app. It's easy, and just trust me, it's like having a little computerized mentor. So I hope you guys enjoyed this live stream. If you did, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. Okay, let's get them likes going. If you aren't subscribed to the channel and you want to see more videos like this, make sure to subscribe. Hit the notification bell if you haven't already. Check out my business page on A Healthy Alternative. It's A Healthy Alternative Official. You could find that page. It's if you search like Chris James, you should be able to find that page as well. And if you've been helped at all, go on the business page, like it or follow it, and put a recommendation in there. It helps a lot because when people see the business page and they see the likes and the follows and they see the recommendations, it gives them the confidence to listen to the information. So we can help a lot more people. We all just need to work together. It only takes about 3 minutes to go in there, like it, and leave a little comment. So all right, guys, enjoy the rest of your Sunday. I will be communicating via Facebook later on this week. I'll be in there. All right, peace.